The date is November 26, 2012, and it is Meta Monday here on your daily dose of D&D. Hey guys, and welcome back on it's Meta Monday here on your daily dose of D&D, and I just wanted to give like a yay that we've done an entire week of video recording, and that's cool. I'm glad. Hopefully I'll be able to do several many more weeks, but that's in the future. First, for more channel news and business, I have a retraction to make about my weird build on Wednesday. I was telling someone about it, and he pointed out that bow expertise probably doesn't work towards crossbowing, and I can see where he's coming from, though I don't know if he can see where I'm coming from with it. So that is something that you will want to ask your DMs about before using like such. So if your DM won't let you use that for your crossbow, then it still works on your regular bow, and then you can not use steady shooter and speed loader, and so it still kind of works out, kind of keeps them a little bit balanced. And again, that goes towards your play style and your DM's play style. On to today's topic. Today's topic is having fun. Having fun is the reason why we play D&D. It's the reason why we get together as a group to play this game. And if you open up the player's handbook, it says it right there in the first couple of pages, that it's the main goal of D&D, and it's the first rule of D&D, is that people should have fun. While it is your right to have fun, it's not within your right to distract from other people. So pay attention to what other people are doing in your party, and pay attention to what they think is fun. If you notice that you're the only person having fun, maybe it's something that you're doing that makes other people not have fun. Your DM can also be a source of not having fun, and that's not the fact that, you know, his monsters are beating you up or it's challenging. There are things that a DM can do that are just simply not fun. In one of our previous campaigns, we called the DM out on it. And, you know, really when it's that bad, there's only one thing you can do, and that's use your words. You know, humans are like one of the only 4 animals in the world that have language that they can use to talk to each other with. If you're not having fun because of choices you've made with your character, talk to your DM. My bard that I'm playing at the moment, a couple of his daily powers have been useless, entirely useless. And it's not just because of the monsters that he has. Thinking about it now, I had a lot of very, very conditional powers that would be most useful at certain times that would very rarely come up. And so I talked with him, and he's letting me swap some powers up, so I can be more useful in combat, and I can have a lot more fun playing my character in combat because I've made those power choices. And when I explained to him that I'm not having fun because of it, or as much fun, he was able to let me. Though I was willing to wait until we leveled to make those changes. There's an old adage that battle plans never survive contact with the enemy. When you're making your character, you start coming up with all of this story and this personality and this combat style. But when you get to the campaign, you look around and you realize that you can't play the Dark Knight, a gritty Batman type of character, because you need to be the party face. And you can't, you know, not talk to people, because you're the only one who's really qualified to do it, and you're forced to do it. And you have to change not only how your character interacts with people, but often huge chunks of his personality. A lot of characters are works in progress, and you can't always decide from the beginning what they're going to be, even though we normally do. The same goes with combat. One of the characters I've played recently, my Captain America parody, the first time I built him, he was more like a warlord, and he was more Captain America-ish, but I soon realized that we didn't have enough players for me to be playing a leader. We needed another striker, and so I had to rebuild the character entirely, and I seriously rebuilt him from the ground up. He had been a Goliath before, now he's a Minotaur. He changed classes, changed a lot of stuff, and I told my DM, look, I'm gonna be running this now, and he was okay with it. I don't know how much, you know, I forced it on him, but it was a lot more fun to play him, because once he was a Minotaur, I was able to establish him as a character, and with that establishment, I had a a growing point for being able to talk to other people. You know, he had quirks that I easily was able to give him, because Minotaurs in our party, that we have in our group, are very quirky, and they've got a lot of weird things that they do. And so making those changes to my character allowed me to have a lot more fun. And so if you're not having fun at D&D, look at your character, look at your group, look at your DM, try and figure out where the source is, and then, you know, using your words and using, you know, the calm, logical, and then once you've found where the problem is, fix it. Don't get mad about it. Don't, you know, force it upon people. Just, you know, calmly ask people, you know, say, hey, I'm not having fun at D&D because of this. Can I make that change? And if they're playing the game like they should be, the odds are it'll probably be yes. Welcome to your DM's Corner today. Talking still about having fun. It's your right as a DM to have fun too, because, you know, there's this weird behind the curtain type of thing that those guys are playing the game and I'm running the game, but you're still kind of playing D&D, though it's not quite the same thing, and it's your job to have fun. However, it is also your job, and more importantly your job, to make sure that the players have fun too. This is something that I've learned from personal experience. I had a night of campaigning where I was having the best night ever. I was doing exciting stuff. I was jumping from player to player, and we were covering a lot of stuff. And then I realized at the end of the night that I was the only one who really had fun, because while I was dealing with that player one-on-one, I was having fun and he was having fun, but then I would move on to another person. And so that's something that you need to watch out for, that when you spread your attention around, you are constantly entertained because you're doing entertaining things, but the party isn't necessarily having that same amount of... Sometimes actions from a player makes it not fun for you, and sometimes for other people, and it's your job as a DM to step in and say, hey, you know, this needs to be fun. This is making it not fun. There are things you don't necessarily want to tell a player off for doing. If they've made a good character and they're dominating in combat and they're beating up all your monsters and you're getting through stuff much faster than you really want to, that's, you know, not something that they should change. That falls back on you. You need to build these encounters to focus on these players. But, that being said, if those players don't show up, you need to talk to those players about their attendance. In our group, we have some people who aren't there all the time, and that makes it really awkward when we're trying to do things that involve their characters. We can't when they're not there. We can't bring them into the story and make it real for them unless they're there. However, if something that a character is doing that is just too good for the character, if that's going to break your game, you need to take the player aside and talk to them about it. And, you know, it's not fair, honestly, to restrict their character. Like if they've made someone who has an impressive diplomacy skill, or super impressive history skill, or super impressive to hit, and they can't, you know, fail at these things that they try and do, well, that's not fun for the DM, because the possibility to fail is one of the things that brings excitement into the game. And odds are, if, you know, your history check is so amazing and you can use it for these things, and so you ought to be able to get through these type of challenges with it, if the DM knows that you're just going to be able to waltz through those, he's not, or you're not, because I'm talking to DMs at the moment, you're not going to want to put those aspects into the game. And so their part of their character is worthless in what's going on. And so if necessary, you need to talk with them, maybe implement some house rules concerning type of things, or let them make changes to their character. And, you know, since you DMs saw the beginning part of this video, because I really doubt that people are jumping to this point in the video, a lot of people don't like being stunned and don't like being dazed. So if possible, look for ways that you can replace those effects. You know, players, you know, our group only gets to play once a week, and if our group only gets to play once a week, and it's not very much fun if that during that once a week session you're sitting there because your character is constantly stun bombed and you're just sitting there letting your turns go by until that you can make a save, or until an effect ends, or whatever. People don't want to waste their time while playing D&D. They want to actually play. And so things that remove people from combat are probably not the best things to do all the time. Sometimes you need to do it. Closing remarks today. I think I'm just going to sum up everything of what I talked about today, is that we're here to have fun, and if you're not having fun, use your words to change that, and make sure that you're having fun and everyone else is having fun. Hopefully, tomorrow we'll probably post late in the evening as well, and then Wednesday will hopefully be the day when I've finally gotten caught up and have a bit of a buffer, and they'll start posting in the morning. So Wednesday morning, be expecting the episode instead of in the evening. This has been Mamat Wankow with your daily dose of D&D. Please leave me a comment below if you have any questions about player interactions or DM interactions or anything like that. If you have any thoughts on this topic, I would love to read them and be able to respond to them in a video of my own. This has been Mamat Wankow with your daily dose of D&D. I said that already. But if you guys stay online, I will see you next time. Peace out. So, all in all, pay attention to other people.